don't make the news. This time, Chinese actions have sparked outrage almost 10,000 kilometers away. Residents in Nigeria's capital Abuja are enraged with the way they've been treated. A Chinese supermarket in Nigeria is at the center of controversy. The shop is located in a building run by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce in the Nigerian capital. The Chinese supermarket has been accused of racism by denying entry to African shoppers. After videos of the supermarket's blatant racism against local Nigerians went viral, the West African nation's consumer protection watchdog closed down the Chinese store. Officials of Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission locked down the Chinese supermarket until further notice. They also summoned the store's owner for investigation. So how did this instance of Chinese racism against Nigerians in their own country surface? It all started earlier this week. A group of Nigerians went to the Chinese Chamber of Commerce to shop from its supermarket. They were all stopped at the entrance by guards who said that people of only Chinese descent were allowed inside. And then the outcry began. Nigerian authorities have refused to reopen the Chinese supermarket.
Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Here and Ride Africa YouTube channel. As you can see in this video clip, how the Chinese racism has been exposed in Nigeria. So today we are looking at the Chinese racism in Africa. I will tie them with the Asian racism in Africa and around the world, because sometimes it's not only the Chinese that behave in this way. The Indians does the same thing. And we see this often wherever you see some good number of them. Like what's happened in Nigeria, this is not out of the blue. No, this has been happening across Africa, but because of social media, this they have been exposed. And imagine you are in another man's country, very far from your country, and this is the way you guys want to treat the indigenous people of that country that welcome you guys with an open arms. That's why you guys were able to open this supermarket you opened in Africa, in Nigeria, and look at how you guys want to treat them. This is so bad, but the problem I have here is that most of the time Africans are too lenient on these people. That's why they keep doing this kind of stuff. I was in my last video I did about how some Chinese in Ghana have been stealing gold from there, and I was shocked when I was looking at the videos. When they caught this group of Chinese, having like illegal mining of gold in Ghana, and the reporter there, the person that is recording the video, was calling them workers. You see, you cannot, if a group of Africans are found in China, stealing something, they can never throw out those words like they are workers. These people are not workers, they are criminals. And an African man is calling them workers. This is the problem I have with our people. The same thing with this stuff that happened in Abuja, Nigeria, where these Chinese people, they want exclusive use of their supermarket. They don't want Nigerians to go there and buy stuff. They want it because maybe they can't stand black people, and you're in their country. The problem I have is that now they lock the supermarket, they shut the supermarket down, but that's not the only step the Nigerian government should take, because if this stuff happened in China, they're not gonna. These people, any person involved, will be dealt severely, with the Chinese government. I think what the Nigerian government is doing is to find out who gave that order, or if there are more than one person that gave the order, to exclude the indigenous people from coming there, that person shouldn't be allowed to stay in Nigeria. By now, he or she would have been back home, not to ever come back to that country. But I know that the government is not gonna go to that extra miles, because of the Chinese have money, so they can use money and sort their ways, because if this stuff happen in China, you don't, this any person involved will be dealt with. You can't even try it in China with how the government there are very strict. But it happens in Africa because they have disrespect and disregard for Africans. That's why they did this. But they are not the only one doing this, because let's cast our mind back to Uganda and the India mean. They look at India mean, people want to, the Western media want you to look at India mean as a villain, as someone that's very bad. But they forget that this is the type of stuff the Indians they were doing during the time of India mean. They want only exclusive businesses. They don't want to, they don't consider the indigenous, they welcome them. And we see this often even in the Western world, when even here in UK, some of the Indians, when they are in charge, they always they want to put all their people across. Like for instance, like big supermarkets in the UK, they used to have, they normally have a franchise, like small street shops, And what they do is that the Indians that have money, some of them that have money in this country, they buy this franchise like McDonald's, or like a big supermarket like Tesco. They have Tesco Express or Sainsbury's. The Indians buy this franchise, these small stores, and they control them. But the problem of you see with this stuff, whenever these Asians they take over the store, is that first of all, the customer service, the quality decreases, or even disappeared, because these people don't have a good customer service like the British people. The British people, they are good in customer service. I think they're number one in the world, if I may say. But whenever you see these Indians franchise, they put their people across. The only people you see they employ is their people. But the problem is that if everyone is doing the way they're doing, and they forget that they're in another man's country, they're not in India or in China. And if people start doing the way they're doing, they won't even sell the franchise to them, because imagine a British man. You want to sell a franchise like a Tesco franchise, like a Tesco Express. You will be looking for the Englishman to buy. If the Asian man comes, he's not going to sell to the Asian man. If he becomes so clannish like this, we see with these Indians and the Chinese. So they won't even get that the opportunity. But whenever they give them this opportunity, they flood their people over there. Not only that, they throw away the customer care, the good customer care that you can get from shops that are owned by the English people. They throw it away. It goes out of the window. And I understand that they want their people, they want their wealth to stay with their people. There's nothing wrong about doing such thing, but don't forget that you're not in your country. Don't forget that you're in a foreign land. You know what I mean? There's indigenous people where you are practicing this type of clannish behavior. And we see it, that's why, when they blame Indian men of Uganda, but Indian men of Uganda, you can't blame him. You blame people that started behaving in this way, treating, disrespecting the people that their host community, their host country. And what do you expect the man to do? To leave you, to allow this to continue? Maybe maybe had it been allowed it to continue, maybe by now Uganda will be like an Asian country, or is run by an Indian man. I'm not saying that everything India did was correct, but we see this attitude with these Asians, how they disrespect our people, like this stuff that happened in Abuja, Nigeria. You know what I mean? And the people, when they look at it, they don't take it serious. But we don't expect them to take it serious. We expect our people to take it very serious, and deal with them. I think we have been so nice to these people. That's why they will disrespect our people, and nothing will happen to them. Because by now, those in charge of that supermarket would have been back home in China if this stuff happened. If African did something like that in China, they will spare them. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video, and tell us what you think, whether what the Chinese did was okay or not. I'm your Bratan, as Russians calls me, the mood. Peace.